What's up YouTube, it's Louis here bringing you today's cryptocurrency video. I'm gonna have to actually completely do over my quant bull run targets, all the analysis that I've done, because I realized that the chart that I was looking at wasn't the real chart. On the last chart we had massive dump to the downside and it was only showing from August and I wasn't seeing the entire thing, so I'm gonna have to redo all my quant analysis. And this is actually because of the chart I was looking at, it made me get into quant a bit too early, and I'm only just realizing that now since I've found the real chart. So I'm annoyed with myself, but of course I'm just going to hold my positions unless we're losing key levels of support, and then of course I'm going to have to take the loss on quant, which would be very annoying. So we need to obviously take a look at quant again. So my last chart was only telling me from August earlier on in this year, but of course this chart is showing from March, and I've gone through all the charts now, and this is the one which showing the most data. So I'm gonna use the fibs right now to see where have we retraced to. Of course the patterns that we're seeing that we saw on the other chart from this location, like the descending triangle, is still the same, but the target was a bit different. So I'm gonna give you that now. So this is your support over here. Let's zoom in a bit and then we'll look at the fibs. So this is your support, boom, support, turn into resistance. Then you've got this descending resistance over here. Let's get that exact. Yeah, descending resistance, as many touches as possible is the best. Yeah, there. And then obviously a technical target to the downside over here, like that. So once you broke out over here, your technical target was sitting down here at 130, and if we looked at the other quant chart, it wasn't that, in fact, guys. So I really do apologize. That's why we have come down lower, and actually that other quant chart is not even showing this wick to the downside. So on the other quant chart, I think it only went down to like 150 or something like that, or 160, but this one's showing that it went to 112. So of course didn't even know that until I found this chart, but we're going to go into a lot of detail. This might be a long video. So your technical target was met, you actually wicked down below, and then let's look at the fibs right now, measuring from this swing low over here. I don't like how big this wick is, and same with this one, so I'm going to ignore those two wicks. So I'm going to measure from this bottom over here to the top over here, and you can see right now we're holding right now the 0.382, and of course if you lose the 382, you come to the 0.50, and that's what we saw over here, and we got back above the 382, confirming that support. So it's nice to see that we have printed a spinning top at support now. So let's take a look at the RSI. So for quant, the RSI has never been so low. So a bear market never usually starts when you're already down here, you know what I mean? So you're in complete oversold territory. You're way below the oversold line, 30, and now you're sitting at 24. So usually this is an optimal entry point. You can see the lowest point in Quant's chart was up here, and this lower low on the RSI on the chart is a much higher low. So it's looking good in that sense, basically. In that sense, that's a-okay. So you're holding key levels of support. Of course, if you lose that 0.50, I would expect Quant to roll over, sadly, to the 0.61885, and we must hold this, and otherwise you create this reversal wave, and of course that's your bear market. So basically, for me, if you lose $85, for me that is your bear market. If you see a daily candle close below the 0.618 and you backtest that as resistance, with doesn't have to be multiple wicks, even just with one wick, just any candle hitting its head on resistance, like a shooting star, basically, like this red candlestick here, this one here, if you see them, or this green one, or this green one, or this green one, if you see them over there on that resistance point, or these green and red ones here, or even this green one here, if you see that over down here with the wicks going back through above the 0.618, you have the bodies below, that is your bear market for quant. Simple as that. But of course I didn't have the data for down here, so I couldn't even give you guys that, so my apologies, because that is my fault. I'm going to put my hand up for that, so sorry, honestly, from the bottom of my heart about that. I am in quant, don't worry. I am in red, don't worry. So literally, if I do get out of quant, I will tell you guys that. So I'm going to draw this box over here, because you have the 0.618 here, but you have a little swing high over here, and you have back tested that 0.618 as support, which is nice to see. So of course, roll over to here, this must hold, lose that bear market for me. So, but of course we've seen that this is so bottomed out. It's never been that low in the RSI. So potentially not financial advice. It's a perfect entry point for Quant. Look, you lost this swing low. You've dropped to the 050. You've got back above, and you're holding that that right now as support. So I'm gonna draw that level out as well. I'm gonna draw it to that green wick on the left over here. So swing high, flipped into swing low. You bounced off that exactly. Look, that green line is touching that green line exactly. Yes, yeah, exactly. Okay, perfect. It's all about holding that now, guys. So we're going to take a look at some more fibs. Because this is so low, and because the RSI is so low, I'm going to just take that as the bottom. Because if we do roll over, obviously, I don't want to lose the 382 anyway. The 0.5 will step up, but of course, we don't really want to lose that 382 now. So if this is your low now, you can see that we've now back tested that 236 as support, which is also this swing low over here. So we now need to work our way through the fibs. So this descending triangle support is actually the key level of now resistance that we need to get back above if we want to see further upside on Quant. So we need to work our way back to $257. What I do like is that we're super overextended, shown by the RSI but also by the EMAs. Since breaking below the 200, you haven't back tested the 200, you haven't even back tested the 20 or the 55 in a long time. So this is telling me that we're going to come back to them very soon. Obviously we're on the daily time frame, so that could take weeks. Just in the near future we are going to go back up, but technical target to the downside has been met, so we should see a reversal pattern or another pattern to the downside. It's just we're waiting for a pattern now, but usually after a bearish pattern you get a bullish one, but not 100% of the time. So what I do want to see is us now get above that 382, because that is lining up with our 200 EMA, and once we get back up there, potentially the 20 EMA. So it's very key to see Quant get back above $187. So I'm going to put that in the chart right now, and you can see that actually that's a swing high and your swing low. So it's an actual area, guys. It's an actual area over here. So I'm going to put that in the chart as well. There's a lot of areas, so please put these lines in the chart. Make sure you're looking at Quant versus Tether, so QNT USDT basically, and it's the KuCoin one. This is the only chart showing you all the data basically, so make sure you're using the KuCoin chart, and it's only on Tether, by the way. So yeah, look at that descending triangle's resistance lining up with that 55. So we're so overextended from the EMAs, we need to get back up there. We need to see that 382 turn to support. Once you're above that 382, there's a higher likelihood that we're going to get back to that 0618. If we can confirm that as support, we have higher targets. So for me, the 1618 I think will be met if we can get above the 0618 over here. I do believe that we could get there. So right now, that's all I'm going to shout for Quant, $986, or whatever, 988 basically. If we can then come down, find key levels of support, maybe that 1.272. Worst case down here, I don't think it would come down here, but if we do hold that 1.272, we can head higher. But I'm not going to shout for these targets anymore until we're getting back above the 0618, meeting that 1618, coming back, finding key levels of support, and then once we find that key levels of support, then we can focus on these targets. But at the moment, I'm just looking at $988 for Quant. Perfect, guys. I hope you understood this video today. Just before we go, let's take a look at the 4H time frame. I know it's a tough one to take, but all the cryptos are looking a bit dog shit right now. So what I'm seeing at the moment is you are printing higher lows with the bodies low, higher low, and higher low on very, very slight, but you are. So we are holding that 236. So as long as we're holding that support, we should head back to that 382. And if we can confirm that as support, beautiful. So unfortunately, I do see another descending triangle over here. So if you do lose this support at the 236, then we'd have further targets to the downside, sitting at $117, basically taking us back to that I think I have that larger 0.50, but in this case the 0, and we don't want to lose that. Basically, we do not want to lose that. So let's get rid of that now and look at the bullish case. So basically at the moment you have printed a potential triple bottom, or you can just say a double bottom. 1, 2, and you're just making a higher high now, a higher low, sorry. And then you could also say that this over here is a double bottom. So it's all about breaking this neckline and this neckline. And once you break this neckline, you will get above this. So I'll give you those two technical targets now. So if we can break this resistance over here, if we can break above $173, then we could see a target sitting at $200 basically. Let's just put it down to 200. Yeah, you would see an impulsive way to 200, breaking you above that basically. And once you're above that, which is $189, you'd see a technical target sitting at, I'm going to ignore this wick because it's huge. Yeah, you'd see a target sitting at $232, bring us back above the 0.50. Once you hold that support, which is where the 200 EMA is, once you're above that support, confirming it, you will head to the 0.618. So we could see something like this, guys, where we've met the 0.236, hit the 382, creating a double bottom, getting above the 382, coming back to test that support before heading up, coming back to test this support, heading up, coming back to test that support, and going on. And eventually, once we're above the 0.618, we've got a target sitting at $988. Perfect, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's update. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.